All right, Airheads, we're going to hear from one of our special guests today on this edition of Airhead Highlights with Russ Lyman, the one and only. So to kick it off here, we're going to ask some questions, just like we always do. We're going to do it in video form, which is fun. Good times. So Russ, tell us, what got you into collecting, and what were your absolute favorite things growing up?
What's up, everyone? How's it going? Thing that got me into collecting was probably renting NES games back in the day, going to the VHS rental store, you know, your Blockbuster Video, Tommy K's, or these mom and pop shops, and then renting these games for the weekend, trying them out and enjoying it. And then, of course, you know, going to the store with my dad and seeing all the toys in Bradley's and Kmart, G.I. Joe's. Had to collect a bunch of those, and what kid growing up in the 80s didn't collect Ninja Turtles? I had the pizza thrower, all the Turtles, Shredder, Bebop, Rocksteady, of course, all the classics, and, you know, always playing with them. So anytime a birthday came up, Christmas, you know, I always asked for one of those toys there. And sometimes I got some other different toys too, Transformers, pretty much any of the classic 80 toys. I really enjoyed collecting those, and I still have a lot from my childhood that, you know, I have on display in my game room, so I can always look back and have those fond memories.
So what got you into video editing, and how did you start your YouTube channel?
So going to high school, I had the AV club, luckily at my high school as a elective, so I signed up for it. Always enjoyed you know, watching videos, and I thought it'd be cool to learn how to edit them. And we were editing on the old VHS tapes. We had a big editor bay that we did most of the editing on, and then we got to go down to CPTV, basically the public access, once a week, and we ran a live show. So I did edited content for that, and it's quite different editing from VHS. Now it's all digital, so, you know, I got my MacBook computer and I use Final Cut Pro as my editing software. I did, you know, start an iMovie and then eventually went to Final Cut. I never dabbled in Adobe at all. Final Cut seems to have everything that I need for uploading YouTube videos, and I've been on YouTube for over 12 years now. Uploaded a ton of videos. I have my main YouTube channel, Russ Lyman, but I've also started a podcast called TheWeeklyWarpPipe. So that has a full channel, so I'm editing weekly videos on that, and I kind of dabbled in some food reviews. Snacky Snack Time is my third YouTube channel, and I just enjoy editing videos. It's so cool how to take the footage. You kind of have the picture in your head. You know, others maybe can't see that full picture, but you know what it looks like up here, and you're translating that when you're editing, you know, using special effects, sound effects, music. It all depends on what you use to set that mood. And it turns out pretty awesome. So the beginnings of when I started my YouTube channel was just interacting with other YouTubers. They had a feature called Video Reply right below the video. You can just hit it, your webcam would go live, and then you would make a video responding to that. So maybe they're doing like top 3 Tuesdays are real big. Here's my top 3 NES games. They do their video and they're like, we want to hear from you. So I'd kind of just uploaded silly videos like that, and then we started going to Goodwill, kind of game hunting, looking for retro video games, and it evolved over the time, you know, doing game reviews. I did a couple short movies. I always do now Christmas specials and Halloween specials every year that are like an hour long that I put old school commercials in, so it's super fun. And now I've got my wife on a few videos as well, so it's super fun making content, and, you know, I'm trying to keep it going. I've been on there so long, and a lot of people say I should have more subscribers and more eyes on my content, and the only thing I could do is, you know, be consistent, consistently upload, and make quality content, and hopefully it'll get out to the masses.
So, what are a couple random fun facts about you that most people wouldn't know?
So I used to be in a band back in the day. I used to play music, played guitar, and sang in a pop punk band called Saturday Matinee. I was in a few other bands as well. Red Chester was another pop punk band. I always gravitated towards pop punk. Growing up, I listened to grunge. Bush, you know, was one of my biggest inspirations for wanting to start music. Gavin Rossdale. It was awesome. But then started listening to bands like Blink-182, Newfound Glory, and I felt like that was more my niche. that I wanted to focus on with music, and ended up crossing paths with Thom Bulman musically. He rehearsed a little bit in my mom's basement when we would have rehearsals there, so it's pretty cool that we cross paths that way. And even though I do love pop punk music, I also get into the harder side. I went to a Hatebreed concert, local to Connecticut, Hatebreed hardcore band, and I knew most of the lyrics in there. And well, my yearbook quote was actually, "What I have in my heart, I'll take to my grave. When all else fails, to the Bat Cave." So it was a Hatebreed lyric mixed with some Batman love as well. Pretty silly.
We all know and love Mr. Thom Bulman, but I'm curious, how did you meet Tom?
Yeah, much like I answered in the previous question, me and Tom crossed paths musically. He was in a band called Shut Up and Deal, and ended up rehearsing in my mom's basement. So we hit it off pretty good, chatting and having things in common, and then stayed in touch. And I ended up going up to see his shop and got a tattoo from him. Always wanted to get a tattoo from Tom. I know he was dialing back on doing tattooing, but me and my friend David Apuzzo drove to his shop to pick up some custom shoes that David had ordered, and I was like, hey, while we're here, can you give me a sweet tattoo? So he did do a Ba-Bomb tattoo on my arm, which came out awesome. And it was a fun time hanging out. We actually went game hunting, did a few YouTube videos on that to find some retro video games and toys and whatnot. And anytime we cross paths at a convention, it's always fun.
Out of everything that Bull Airs has made, everything that Tom has created, what has been your absolute favorite?
Well, Tom certainly has made a ton of stuff. I know he was focusing on shoes kind of in the beginning, and he would always send me like, here's some new upcoming shoes, but then he started doing jackets and sandals and hats. So much stuff. I will say though, probably this Doom jacket was freaking sweet. I had my eye on it when we were at a convention, and I was like, you know what, I should pick up the Doom jacket. I played Doom in high school on the library computer, so it definitely holds a place in my heart, and I enjoyed the newer ones as well. And it just has that cool aesthetic. I love the green color and like the patches on it, and the yellow zipper just pops. I did pick up the cool Nintendo Mario, where he has the bull horns instead of the like raccoon ears, which I thought was pretty awesome because it was a throwback to like me loving Nintendo. So those are the two jackets that I have picked up already. Of course, there's so much I want to order from him, so I got to dial it back. My wallet's going to take a beating if I get everything that Tom puts out, but he puts out quality stuff. So when I pick it up, I know it's going to be great.
So this is the $1 million question for all of us, I think. If you could have any custom commission, any shoe created from scratch by Tom, what would it be?
Oh, that's an easy one. Me and Tom have been going back and forth about this, and I definitely want to get a Super Mario Brothers 3 custom shoe. We kind of dabbled in ideas. I was like, maybe you could put the little raccoon tail on it or some type of fur on the shoe. I just love the colors that go with Super Mario 3. Maybe add the yellow because of the bright yellow box, or red and blue with Mario's overalls, but something with the tail I think would be pretty cool coming out the back of the shoe.
And last question, what can we expect to see from you in 2023?
Yeah, big plans in 2023. I'll actually be becoming a father. My wife's going to be having a baby any day now. She's due this month. Baby Gwen is going to be on the way. So you'll probably end up seeing her in some future YouTube videos, if not maybe a live stream. So I'm going to be going into the father role and adjusting to that, knowing how to schedule everything a little bit around being a father. There's a lot of content that I still want to create, but I have to divide my time up equally between the family and editing videos in game time. Luckily, I do have my new game room in here at the condo, so I don't have to travel back and forth, so I'm close to home, so I could always jump in here, do some editing, shoot some videos, and then be right there to help with the family. So yeah, guys, if you want to check out some of the stuff that I do, you can check out my YouTube channel. It's just Russ Lyman. You can find me on there. I do a podcast, The Weekly Warp Pipe. You can check out TheWeeklyWarpPipe.com. Listen anywhere podcasts are available, or check out the video version on our YouTube channel. Of course, I'll be rocking bull airs any the chance I can get to show off Tom's awesome products. Much appreciate the interview, and I hope you guys have a great new year and look forward to some more awesome bull air stuff. As always, I'm Russ Lyman, and keep your world fun bit by bit. I'll see you next video.